Hey guys, so as you know, SIGEP elections just happened. It's very tense on the ground right now. We have what's essentially a totalitarian regime that's come into power, and they're trying to silence our voices. So today I'm going to be talking with some of the people that are involved with the movement to overthrow this totalitarian regime. We'll get some inside voices and see what's really going on here at SIGEP. Follow me. So for the safety of the resistance here, we'll be blurring faces and changing voices. But here I'm sat down with two of the leaders of the resistance who are fighting against this totalitarian regime. I'll start with you on the left. What can you tell us about what's happening here at SIGEP?
Last week, SIGEP elections were held, and there was banter in some boys. Around the same time, totalitarian regime leader Juan Ignacio Rodriguez muted some boys for the first time in its history. This act was clearly seen as stepping over the line, and the people feel a change is needed, and thus the creation of Some Boys 2.
Number two, what can you tell us about Some Boys 2? How is it fueling the rebellion?
Some Boys 2 fuels the rebellion as a form of free speech. While Some Boys 1 silenced our voices, we developed a new means of communication. This is essential to the creation of the resistance and its establishment. Those who are fearful of the new executive regime must join Some Boys 2. This will allow us to understand how we can fight back and how we can return this chapter to its peak.
You can see here on the ground at SIGEP, we're in a very tense situation right now. Protesters have put up posters denouncing this new dictator. Signs of rebellion are abundant. However, many people are too scared to even come out and show their support for the resistance. It's currently empty.
Hey, what's going on?
So, Joe, how do you feel about this whole thing?
I can't say I'm supportive of it, especially as the old SIGEP president. It's just not something I stand for, trying to attack the vice president of membership development. It's kind of ridiculous because they commit a lot to the chapter, and he was simply just trying to mute a chat because there were things being discussed that were not essential to the election, and he was ensuring a more fair election for all those running. So, I wouldn't say it's not allowed, right? Everyone has the freedom of speech, but I would say I don't agree with it.
To be honest, I just think it's ridiculous that our chat would be muted. I think that Juan has overstepped his power, and I think the propaganda from exec really is ridiculous.
What are you calling for exactly?
I'm calling for Juan to step down from owner, and I think there really needs to be a change in the admins. I think guys like Dekvar being an admin when you have the chat muted is kind of crazy. I think that we need the admins to be people that actually contribute in the chat, because I think it's a really big part of our chapter.
The following clips are real footage from chapter November 12th, when protesters stood up and walked out when Juan was giving his speech.
By the way.
Now we're gonna put it out.
That was the fake one.
That was the fake
Juan, give your report.
I feel like there's information everyone needs to hear, bro.
All right, next one.
Eventually, Juan crashed out and decided to take matters into his own hands, causing a scuffle that will later be known as the November 12th incident. Get grease, Juan! Get grease! I caught up with the leader of the resistance after the fact to understand how he felt about the events that transpired.
I think it's a great display of civil disobedience and democracy for the chapter of Sigma Phi Epsilon to have greased Juan Dami during chapter of November 12th, 2025. But Some Boys is still being led by a communist tyrannical dictator. Our resistance efforts will not stop until Some Boys is restored back into the hands of the people.
Smoke good!